Darlington Raceway, everybody, for the 15th round of the ARCSOA Elite Series Season 18 contest. Couple of big news items going into this race. We're starting to see the grid for the next season, or for Season 19, unfold. A couple of drivers in interesting places next season. Maybe we'll get to that during the race, and you'll hear more about that next week. And another at Lime Rock, I believe we're at next week, for the round of Connecticut. This race was also supposed to be a day race at 1 o'clock, however, inclement weather delayed that, and this race is now a night race. These cars have not even tested in the at night, and this could be a very interesting race here Sunday for a Sunday night showdown here at Darlington. It was thought that Chris Lugier would not be medically cleared to race. He has not even touched the car all weekend. However, ARCSOA, in a last-minute effort, or Ranmo and by Lugier, got him approved by the medical staff, and he will be starting this race. Of course, they had somebody else qualify that car for them. So, we're just seeing here who will win here at Darlington. A lot of big-name drivers. Ranmo Carolina is going to be really pushing the gun for a win here, as is Jessica Shelton, hometown track here. This is, of course, the replacement for Hutchinson Island, so Darlington is back on the schedule, and we hope to get a great race. The DuPont Cup Series, or DuPont World Racing Series, I believe is what it's called now, had some pretty fantastic races around this track, and last time we raced here, we saw a pretty big crash, wiping out quite a majority of the cars, and we hope that doesn't happen again today. However, we hope to get a good race.
It's an all-cap next front row here at Darlington's Raceway, and the green flag's going to fly as Sean Galligan takes them down to the green flag. James Shelley, I think, got a pretty decent start on the outside. Shelton, I think that's in fourth position, did not get a great start. No, I'm sorry, that's Lester that was in fourth, did not get a great start. And this track doesn't have a whole lot of grip because of the rain. This was supposed to be a day race. The fans stuck it out, however. And we might be in for a great show today, as it looks like there goes. That would be Tuomas Saarinen for second position over Nathan McCain. Looks like that's going to go to McCain right now, and McCain's going to be able to shut the door, but Sean Galligan pulls out to a nice early lead. Close pack racing early on here, back here. Sean Angel, I think I saw somebody going a bit low there. That would be Pericles. Pericles is sliding around on the apron. Surprise Indianapolis 250 winner. I think everybody was surprised to see him come across the start-finish line as the victor. And, well, he has been sliding around like a madman this weekend, apparently not coming to grips very well with the Darlington circuit. Here, this track is one of the more difficult ones. Kenny Myatt was openly honest and didn't like it very much, and it looks like we got a problem, and I think that's Allie Nelson in the S3 Hyundai coming down pit road, and that is actually Fitzwater as well as on pit road, and both hitting debris, I believe, or actually I think Fitzwater has some right side damage, so we will, looks like that was one of the Mercedes United cars. That would be, and he's coming down pit road. That's Almermuller, the points leader. Harple nearly got wrecked there by the Lexus back there, and apparently the Almermuller car hit the wall and caught some right side damage pretty bad. And now we got McCain losing a spot to Shelley for second position, as Shelton is also coming up the order as well as the Silver Fox. Silver Fox had a great start to this race. McCain now is making a move on, or tried to make a move there on James Shelley, but Shelley is trying to make this a cap next 1-2 and play a blocking brigade for Galligan right now. And it looks like it's doing the job right now, as McCain is having a very difficult time getting by the 6 car, and believe it or not, now we're seeing Shelton in the 94, the 6 of Fabrosis and Silver Fox are now starting to close in, as Angel has finally gotten by Lester, who is, Lester in the wall hard. Lester, I think, has damage there. He might want to bring that down pit road, maybe? No, he's not yet. I'm kind of surprised by that, because Almermuller had to, but I think Almermuller had a bit of a tire rub after that. I'm kind of surprised Lester doesn't. Matt Duncan makes a move. The Ohio winner, Matt Duncan, makes a move on Sean Angel. That is for position number 7. And it looks like now that is Alan Cavagnaro going for P8 now. He will be at his home race next weekend in the round of Connecticut at Lime Rock. That track will not hold enough cars, so there will be, I believe, some sort of qualifying system. They don't believe Menervini might not show up for that race. Menervini's trying to save equipment because, needless to say, a 3-year-old Lycos chassis isn't exactly a hot commodity around, and there aren't a whole lot of them being made, so Menervini, they're saying, might not even be there next weekend, which would be kind of a shame because I think Menervini deserves to be on the grid, and we're hearing that Aderzoni might be taking the weekend off as well. We're not exactly sure because it might have been out of the Red Bull deal that they had to happen. We're not sure, however, and there will probably be a qualifying order determined. However, we don't know yet. Zachary Fitzwater having more damage on the left side of his car, drops him to last position. Fitzwater's been having a really difficult time with this track, and it's showing right now. Kind of a big scrum here for the final point spot. That's Alex Allen in 20th. Everybody behind him is outside of the points. And they're single file right now, here on lap 13 out of 95. Looks like everyone is minding their P's and Q's early on in this race, and it's kind of showing that, well, maybe they're going to have a great race. I don't know, out of this. We were kind of worried going into Darlington about it possibly being a wreck fest, and right now it's kind of showing to be quite the opposite, believe it or not. Nathan McCain has caught up to Sean Galligan. It's interesting that the top 3 have never won a race. Actually, top 4 haven't. Fabrosis is the first car back there with a win. Top 4 have not won a race, as McCain and Shelley are closing in on Galligan. Galligan has done a pretty nice job here. We were kind of surprised by Galligan's relative speed here at Darlington. I wouldn't have guessed that. However, yeah, very interesting to watch, believe it or not. For being their home race, the Carolina Ranmo Brigade has not had a good weekend. They've been off the pace, slow, mechanical issues all weekend. Surprisingly, none of the cars have broken down yet. And even when they are running correctly, like I guess they are in the race, they just have not been able to come to grips with the way that this track is laid out. Very difficult to set your car up for an oval race of this kind of size. Whoa, that's a big pack up there now with battle up there. Alex Allen and Baskinger. I think Baskinger caught the wall and bottled this group up. And you can see Baskinger's faster than this group, but we're just seeing now as, this looks like Washer's having issues controlling his car as well. Excuse me there. On board with Nathan McCain right now. Nathan McCain, it hasn't gotten his first win yet in the ARCSOA Lead Series, but it looks like it could come here today. We're kind of surprised because we didn't really expect Darlington to be a track that McCain would be excelling on. Same with Galligan or Shelley, to be honest with you. Both of these two have been rather interesting characters on this paddock. All 3 of these guys, I wouldn't really have thought. The first car I would have thought was Jessica Shelton. Why am I on that camera? It was Jessica Shelton I thought could maybe win this race for their first win, and looks like Matt Duncan's actually going to take that spot from Shelton. So, yeah, we're just seeing what they can do around this track, and kind of a pacing session early on here. Zachary Fitzwater's car would finally give up the ghost. He was somewhat like 10 laps down and blew up right in front of James Silverfox. And that car's been in the wall, has been down a cylinder all race, and, well, I think Fitzwater's going to put that car out of its misery. Bad race for Fitzwater. He will be the first retirement of the race on lap 15. Casey Lester's had an up-and-down day so far. He's been in the wall, but is one of the faster cars on track still. He is in 13th position, and, well, he was losing some spots. However, he is doing a pretty decent job. Shalrot is having a pretty bad race in the 11 car. Interestingly enough, Shalrot's teammate, points leader Michael Almermuller, kind of amazing that Almermuller is still the points leader because none of his results as of late have been any good. He's down in 39th position. I don't think Almermuller must have been down pit road. I think he was, actually, now that I think about it. He's a couple of laps down now, and it looks like Mueller is going to be in a situation where he's going to have to... oh yeah, he was in the wall early on, never mind. He's going to have to hope for some sort of big wreck to get into the top 20. John Galligan has caught some lap traffic now. They've already passed Chase and Tyson. Galligan is going to have to get by Rodolfo Omega, who is expected to be in the 3rd Red Bull next year because Andersoni's not coming back, and Paul Athenas is expected to get a 3rd ride somewhere. Not sure where, but because of Galligan being held up by Omega, it looks like James Shelley is going to be right on his bumper now. Looks like Galligan finally gets the move done there, and it looks like, well, Shelley's going to as well. And Omega must have been in coordination. Nah, maybe not. It looks like McCain just took a while to get by, but definitely Galligan's been the strongest car of the day so far. And, however, he is having some tough time getting through this lap traffic. Just wait till pit stops happen. Those same issues that Fitzwater was reporting, we're hearing that Harple is now starting to report, and we've got some cars, I think, starting to bail from pit road. That is... not sure if it's scheduled or not. Kyle Collins is in. Looks like that might be an unscheduled pit stop. We should be getting close. Oh, yeah. Never mind. That was scheduled because here comes McCain, Collard, and one of the Andersonis. Shelton's in. Or that might be Lester, actually. Not Shelton in. Cavagnaro in. A couple other guys. So we are starting to see some pit stops. I think that's Pericles in. The Indy 250 winner. And... now we're going to start seeing what the pit stop strategies can do here. This has kind of been a interesting topic. They've been kind of worried. As here comes the 2 leaders, and those are the Catnexes. Oh, a little bit of trouble there with the Collins pit stop, I believe, or that might be Will Lewis, but looks like Galligan's coming down pit road, leading his teammate. Fabrosis, I believe, or McCain, I think, stayed out or pitted a lap earlier. I might have already said his name on the last lap in. Not quite sure. Yeah, he pitted the lap earlier. And we're just keeping our eyes out as some of these guys are coming out of the pit lane. Here comes Sheldon, Omega. A few of these other drivers are coming out of the pit lane. They are worried about merging here. So when the next group of cars comes out of the pits, that's when to start worrying. But we're going to go on board the 9 car now. 2 leaders are leaving pit road, the Catnex cars, who have been strong. Looks like he had some issues getting by... McCain had some issues getting by the car there, and it looks like McCain actually took the lead. McCain got the lead out of that. So Nathan McCain is our leader today, right now, as Galligan's fallen to 2nd place, and a long way back is James Shelley, so pitting early is going to play a beneficiary here. A few more cars merging on pit road, off of pit road. Looks like everybody's minding their P's and Q's coming out of pit road. And yeah, great job by some of these guys coming out of pits like that. Awesome showing. Problems for Allie Nelson. Looks like there might be a gearbox issue or something. Allie Nelson is having some issues. We're thinking she was in 4th position. Or, no, I think that is a scheduled pit stop. She just came in later than everybody else. That's going to effectively kill any chance of her, well, she was a couple laps down, but going to kill momentum there, forward progress. Caution number 1 of the race would come out here on lap 32 as, looks like Tedford wasn't paying attention and didn't let off the throttle enough, wrecked his, wrecked Jordan Davis, and we've got a big wreck there. So the South Carolina team wrecked the South Carolina driver. And there's Chris Louvier in the other South Carolina car. There's the other Durbin Sport in it. Heavy damage. Oh, looks like Thaber's in it. Big time there, and Thaber's got some pretty heavy damage there, it looks like, as McCain's trying to get through. I don't think he took the yellow yet. He might have. Will Lewis has some major front-end damage as well. So this is Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis was kind of losing it there, but I don't think Tedford really knew what he was doing there. And then they come down the track. Jordan Davis would get hammered there, I think, by Lewis. And further up the track on the high line, you'd see a couple more cars get involved. The other, I'm sorry, that was Collins, so both Lexuses are also out. We're on board with Chris Louvier. The wreck's happening in front of him. He is getting on the brakes. He's actually in the wall trying to avoid it. He kind of drove right into the Lexus there, but gotta give a little bit of credit there. This track is very hard to avoid a wreck on. On board with Kyle Collins. Like I said in that last bit, this track is one where if there's a small wreck that takes place, a lot of cars tend to get taken out in it. This track is not very nice to some of these drivers here, and it pretty much took out all the South Carolinians in this. Leonardo da Silva was the only other guy that we did not see. We did not mention getting in this wreck. He would, though. Tough break for Leonardo da Silva. Nice avoidance there by that by the Walkier there. James Shelley will lead the field back to the green here. A lot of cars a lap down there. James Shelley was the only car that did not pit, so he's on older tires, so I'm expecting him to fall back pretty quickly. Shelley had a pretty quick Shelley had a quick pit stop. Matt Duncan jumped up a ton of positions there, as did the 4-car of Jake Baskinger. However, James Silverfox will lead the field to the green. You also got that Minervini up there who's going to be slow. This start could be very important as the green flag is back out here on lap 37 now of 95. Looks like there's going to be an opening, and Shelley's going to try and take it. And Shelley, I think, is going to go to the lead pretty quickly here. Yes, James Shelley takes the lead here as looks like Silverfox is being held up by the Tyson car. Looks like they're going to have a lot of issues getting by that one. Looks like there is an issue with one of the Discover Ohios. That would be Nathan McCain, who led early on in this race. Got a pit road speeding violation under caution and had to come back down pit road. James Shelley now is trying to re-lap Casey Lester. He knows kind of the speed of that car. And Alex Allen. Alex Allen was actually pretty quick here in testing. However, the rest of the pack is pretty much jammed up in a battle here between... This is a position battle between the Interzoni and Omega. The Interzoni of Omega and the Minervini of Tyson. And they're holding up both lines there. A little bit of contact there between Omega and Tyson, and it looks like Ammermuller, who is also in that position battle, is trying to keep in line as well, as it looks like Silverfox is continuing to be held up pretty viciously there. It looks like Lamas actually jumped up a few spots and is going to take over second position, but it's a long way until James Shelley, who's the leader, because Shelley got through that without being held up. The last remaining South Carolinian, I think, in this field, or someone with a South Carolina connection, is Jessica Shelton. She was running pretty strong early on, but now she's fallen back to 19th after a pretty poor pit stop. We'll see if the 94 can get up the order. However, with the big roadblock of cars, I think that's going to be pretty hard. James Shelley has a simply massive lead right now as, looks like second position, and Lamas is way further back. Matt Duncan's in third position. Allie Nelson's up to fourth after having multiple pit stops. I guess that pit strategy of hers actually paid off getting me back on the lead lap because that wreck hit at the exact correct time. Cavagnaro's in fifth position. These two of Lamas and Duncan are catching little by little James Shelley. However, I honestly think they're going to need at least some mistake by Shelley or a caution, which, the way that the race started, we might not see one the rest of the race. I don't know. This pack looks particularly volatile with hard-charging Aaron Perkins trying to get through some of these more lap traffic. Omega include... Whoa, looks like almost that would be Sanford. Charles Sanford nearly got into the 07 car. Sanford has been confirmed back at DNC, by the way, with what we believe will be... there's a pretty vocal bidding war and media outcry bidding war between Dominier and Caraway and Porsche to get Cooper Cyron in the 02 car. Unsure what's going to happen with Alex Allen. There's been maybe a link to maybe an all-Allen Red Bull team, or maybe DJ Curtis and Alex Allen and not Vincent Allen. Vincent Allen's underperformed massively with that team. However, looks like right now we don't know what will happen to Alex Allen at this stage. DJ Curtis, this season, he's up in the championship fight. However, his season's been characterized by qualifies really well, races mediocre. He did win Daytona, I believe. Yeah, he did win Daytona. which was pretty impressive, but I don't know if I'm DJ Curtis, I'd be too happy with that remark of being a great qualifier, but not capitalizing on that in the race. Michael Almermueller's the point leader, and he's down outside of the points, and with Shelley in the lead, that does not bode well for his title hopes. Almermueller has been struggling as of late. He started off really strong in the first couple of rounds, but since then has been vastly much slower than the majority of the field. It looks like they almost forgot to develop their car. Lamas and Duncan are being held up by Casey Lester. They have to get by him if they want any chance of catching James Shelley, who's already on the front stretch and at the start-finish line. If you look out of Matt Duncan's car, maybe we can see him. I don't even see James Shelley so far ahead. Maybe when we get onto the backstretch, we'll see him. Way down there, you can see that little speck down there entering turn 3 right there. That's James Shelley. Looks like there's another car having an issue. We'll have to take a look at that. It looks like maybe that is Charles Sanford. So that's one less car that Almermueller has to worry about. But Sanford does not look. Looks like he maybe has a tire going down. It looks like Silver Fox is actually coming in anyway. This is a scheduled pit stop, I think, for Silver Fox. Silver Fox, I think, is rolling the dice on pit strategy. He saw what you can do when you pit early. Maybe that's going to be the strategy for him. We're going to keep our eye on James Shelley. Shelley stays out. A little bit further back, Duncan. Maybe that wasn't a scheduled pit stop by James Silver Fox. So Silver Fox is in a hole now. And that's not good for Silver Fox at this rate. Jason Tyson's now coming down pit road. So we are getting close to pit stops. Either that or there's some pretty big pieces of debris out there. And Nelson's coming down pit road as well. So we've got to be getting near. That's a top 10 car, too. Kind of like Silver Fox. I think there's a lot of different pit strategies being played here. They saw how much McCain got on that. Nathan McCain got on that run. When he pitted so much earlier, he gained nearly 2 seconds there. And I'm looking, and here comes Shelley down pit road. Shelley's realizing this and acting before his rivals pit. And his rivals, I believe, actually Galligan stayed out, Duncan stayed out, but I believe Lamas came in. Yes, Lamas is in. So it's now down to pit stops now, I think, pretty much, unless they get a caution, which could very well happen. Matt Duncan, the Ohio winner now. We're going to see if he makes a move for the pits. Yes, he does. Looks like Galligan does. So with Duncan and Galligan on pit road, looks like that is Almermueller also coming in. Omega is on pit road. Looks like Vincent Allen is in. Baskinger is in. And we're seeing some of these guys now. It looks like pit stops are very much underway. And we're just taking a look here. Nick Pericles stays out an extra lap to lead, and it looks like Cavagnaro might have as well. Lester did. And we're just seeing Sarinen's up to third, Perkins up to fourth, so it looks like Pure Michigan's trying that very late pit strategy call here. And maybe it'll pay off for him, who knows. And problems for James Shelley. Just blew up right from what would have been an easy win. James Shelley blows up the Cathnecks. This was the easiest win he would have ever had. He's not won that ARCSOA Elite Series race yet, and once again, bad luck's going to catch up with Shelley. He had this one in the bag, and yet, tough break for him. Shelley had like a 5-second lead there, and that might actually end up being a yellow because there is oil on the track entering one. Yes, they did throw the yellow for Shelley blowing up, I believe, unless if there was something else that happened. I didn't see anything, but looks like James Shelley, his bad luck. Wow, Lester almost hit the pace car there, but his bad luck, you gotta feel bad for him there. Gotta feel really bad for Shelley, because Shelley had that one locked up. Cody Lamas will lead on the restart here. Sanford's trying to get a lap back. Apparently pit stops kind of screwed over some of these guys, but the order's a bit weird, but green flag is going to be out for Cody Lamas here. And here they go, down toward turn number 1. Lamas got a dreadful start. He might have an issue, Lamas might. Lamas got a really poor start, and it looks like Baskinger, Jake Baskinger from like 8th to 10th place is going to take the lead. What a start! Perkins is up to second. Oh, they definitely have an issue with Lamas. So now Lamas from the lead. Great. That car is not running right. There is no way. He's holding up a lot of cars. So this race is turning into a mechanical nightmare for some. A lot of cars now are being held up by Lamas. But right now, Jake Baskinger got the start of a century there. Came from 10th place on the grid, and by seeing that Lamas was holding people up, he jumped down and took the lead out of that. Big gainer also for Marian Shallrot. Shallrot up to 3rd position. 4th position is Cavagnaro. Perkins is in 2nd. They're having some issues getting by the some of the lap traffic, though. It looks like Perkins is going to try and go for the lead, but not going to get it there. And we're just seeing now what they're going to be able to handle this. Jessica Shelton would get into the wall and bring out a yellow, I guess. They threw a yellow for that. Apparently the 94 was spewing debris everywhere, which is actually going to be nice if they can get out of the way of that stupid 48 car, which should be pitting now because it's a frickin' danger. And it doesn't look like they're going to get that done, but so Baskinger's huge, amazing lead is going to be cut again. Jake Baskinger decided to pit there, giving Aaron Perkins the lead. Kind of a botched call there, I think, by the 4 crew. But they plan on going the rest of the race without taking another pit stop. I think the rest of the field might have to take a pit stop. Green flag is going to fly once again here at Darlington. We're going to see again and see what happens to Lamas. Oh, black flag's flying. Maybe that's for Lamas, but they put Lamas pretty far in the hole there. So, yeah, Lamas was pretty far back, so Lamas' crappy starts. Oh, somebody's that's Alex Allen on pit road for some issue. But now it's down between Perkins and RL Ryusu in the Oricom up to 2nd position. Kind of surprising to see that. Fast, no pit stop there by the Oricom crew. Vernier is in P3 as the pack's being held up by Thanos Harple and Omega, and Pericles has been driving with his head up his butt the whole race because he's been kind of lost here at Darlington all weekend. Great day for the Pure Michigan Brigade. Aaron Perkins is leading with Alan Cavagnaro in 3rd position, sandwiched between the Oricom of RL Ryusu. We're just seeing now what some of these cars can do, as it looks like Vernier is closing in. Pericles is, believe it or not running too badly. And the fastest car, I believe, right now is actually Vincent Allen. Looking a little bit further back. Just seeing Sheldon's getting a nice run going. And then Sean Galligan, the pole sitter, hasn't been able to get out of traffic. However, I think it's a little bit too late anyway to see what he can do. I think it's going to be between... Actually, now Cavagnaro got by Ryusu, and now it's a Pure Michigan 1-2. Bet the Discover Ohio Brigade didn't want to see that. Props to Alan Cavagnaro here. That car was driven by Zayden Davidson at the start of the year. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Aaron Perkins is in Zayden's car. But, Cavagnaro's going for the lead. They've changed their driver lineup since then. And both DeMax and Zayden Davidson looked hopeless in those cars. DeMax looked like he was washed up. And as Cavagnaro takes a nice lead there as Perkins falls back quite a few spots. Alan Cavagnaro's looked like a genius in that car, coming off of his drug rehab issue. And Aaron Perkins is making a nice return to the series in Pure Michigan as well. So Alan Cavagnaro's on his way to another win, possibly, with only a handful of laps to go. Alan Cavagnaro's continuing to pull away. However, he will have some lap traffic by Alex Allen. But Alan Cavagnaro is pulling away. It looks like Nick Pericles jumps up to 2nd position. Now, Pericles is faster than Cavagnaro, so we're going to see a battle here, I believe. Yes, Pericles is quite a bit faster than Cavagnaro, so we're going to see a big battle here coming up soon. But Pericles has to close in pretty quickly if he's going to have any chance at this going 2 in a row. However, the lap car of Alex Allen could help Pericles out here. Cavagnaro that time by was 0.2 slower than Nick Pericles. Pericles is doing an awesome job here. We're seeing now what's going to happen. Looks like Cavagnaro's got a definite issue. He's got a pit for fuel. Looks like there's a fuel stop coming up. They've got a pit. We were kind of worried about this, and Matt Duncan's going to stay out. Oh, boy. It's now turning into a fuel mileage race. That's why they were backing off so much. Pericles realized he had to pit. Matt Duncan stays out. Is Duncan going to have to pit now? There's only 3 to go. Oh, man. Matt Duncan, the Ohio winner. I don't know. He is going to have to pit now. Jessica Shelton's in second position with Sean Galligan in third. They're pitting. Shalrot stays out. Shalrot, I think, could be in a winning contention here, as it looks like it's down between Shalrot and Baskinger. I believe 2 cars. We know Baskinger pit can make it, or we think he can. Came in for a top off of gas, but it's between Shalrot and Baskinger. I believe Shalrot pitted as well. However, Baskinger is faster than Shalrot, so I think Shalrot's trying to save some gas. Looks like it's going to be a final lap dash between Shalrot and Baskinger. Shalrot's really slow now. White flag is in the air for Shalrot. Can she make the thing go around one more time? Or will Baskinger make a move? This is going to be epic! Baskinger is being drastically held up by Shalrot. But can he make a run for it? Shalrot's really slow now, but it looks like Baskinger can't get the move done. And Marian Shalrot, with virtually no fuel, is going to come across the start-finish line and win here at Darlington. Third place is going to go to Cody Lamas. Fourth, Sanford. Fifth is going to go to Allie Nelson. Sixth is going to go, I don't know who sixth went to. The driver is going to look like a genius out of this, I think, is Michael Almermuller, who pitted a lap later. Michael Almermuller is, I think, going to squeak into a points-paying spot here when he's been absolutely hopeless all day. Oh, there was contact! It looks like Lester was not happy with Almermuller. And it looks like Almermuller is going to come across the line. I don't know where they're going to score Almermuller, but this could be big for the points. They scored him P8. So Almermuller, an amazing display of pit strategy by the Mercedes United Brigade. Makes them look like geniuses, and Almermuller is still a major championship contender then. But this is going to be a very screwed up order. Let's get to it.